Ms. Chu is recognized.
First, I want to say thank you to our witnesses for being here today and bravely sharing your experiences. No one should be targeted or made to feel unsafe because of who they are. There's no room for hate and anti-Semitism in this country or anywhere. I just met with the hostage families 2 hours ago, and I heard from the family of Abigail Edan, only 3 years old, when the Hamas attacked. Her father fell on top of her to protect her, but was murdered, and then she was kidnapped. These horrific stories are just unbelievable. And then there's what's happening in my state of California, which is reflective of what's happening in the United States. At UCLA earlier this month, students were recorded chanting horrific anti-Semitic language through a megaphone. We heard reports about Jewish students at UC Berkeley, UC Davis, and San Jose State being physically attacked, and Jewish students at UC San Diego who needed a police escort to safely leave a student meeting. These and other horrific incidents on college campuses across the country have impacted the climate of schools and are threatening Jewish students' safety on their own campuses. In fact, just the other day in my own district, the Hillel at the Claremont colleges sent an email to its members with recommendations on how to be safe on campus, including suggesting in some cases it may be safest for students to stay inside and skip classes. I thank Hillel for working to keep students safe, but no person anywhere should be forced to stay home out of fear of being attacked because of who they are. We cannot tolerate these anti-Semitic incidents and Islamophobic incidents, also, as like the unconscionable murder of the 6-year-old Palestinian American boy last month, or any instance of race-based hatred and discrimination. And I can relate to this because for the last 3 years, there have been anti-Asian hate crimes and incidents, and they included slander, insults, assaults, and killings. And there were 11,500 of them because of Asians being blamed for COVID-19. So the first person I must thank is Jonathan Greenblatt and ADL, because as these were starting to happen, you actually were the first organization to speak up and offer your support amid a rise in anti-Asian hate and bigotry during the pandemic. And it meant so much to our communities and helped us make real progress toward protecting vulnerable communities across the United States from hate crimes. And that's what led us to work hard to pass the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, which included my bill, the No Hate Act, and to have a major piece of hate crime legislation, the first major piece in 30 years, to improve the ability for victims to be able to report and for law enforcement to be able to also more actively prosecute and also report these hate crimes. Now, as a result of this law, well, for one thing, it created a new program to support state-based hotlines for victims to report crimes. But so far, only 2 states, California and Illinois, have established these systems. And then it actually also provided money to train every law enforcement agency in this country to report hate crimes through the National Incident-Based Reporting System, or NIBRS. But we still have a ways to go. There are 87 jurisdictions that still have not implemented this system. And without full participation in these new programs, we will not have a full understanding of hate crimes across this country, and our response to incidents like this anti-Semitism that's happening on campuses will be incomplete. So, Mr. Greenblatt, as I discussed, the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act and the No Hate Act was born out of an alarming rise in anti-Asian hate crimes during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. And it will help us better address all hate crimes, including anti-Semitic incidents. Can you talk about why it's important for all state and local jurisdictions to fully participate in these programs by reporting crimes to the NIBURS database and setting up these hate crime reporting hotlines in order to allow the federal government to have a comprehensive response to rising anti-Semitism in all forms of hate?
Yep. So, Congresswoman, thank you for the question. Thank you for your leadership on the No Hate Act. ADL was proud to work with you and with all members of the Asian American, the API caucus on that important piece of legislation. Look, data drives policy. And the fact of the matter is 85% of municipalities do not report any hate crimes or affirmatively report 0 every year. And bad data in means bad policy out. So this needs to change. So yes, I mean, I think Director Wray was testifying on the Hill today, pushing the FBI and pushing law enforcement agencies to make sure the reporting hate crimes helps all of us. And so more of it needs to happen so we have an accurate picture of the situation on the ground and therefore can build the right policies and programs in response to that.
Thank you.